Alright, how's it going everybody? Today we are going to check out this free PlayStation 3 Craigslist lot, but before that we are going to give something away like we always do, and this giveaway is for the last video, which was live video game hunting number 28, where we looked at a game from Amazon and checked out a local Savers. And if you don't win, don't worry about it, just leave a comment of about anything you want on this video and you'll be automatically entered into the next giveaway. So there are 24 unique commenters on the last video, and the winner here is Jessica Neal. So Jessica Neal, if you're reading this, just send me a message to gettingyournerdon13@gmail.com and I'll get something out in the mail to you. And now let's check out the lot. So here's the ad. As you can see, it's just called PS3 games. There are 24 games in this picture. 2 are PS4 games, which I'm pretty sure weren't supposed to be there. And it says if you care to come drive over and get these, you can just have them. I'll throw in a crappy PS3 console and a broken controller for your troubles. So I sent this guy a message when I was on a break from work. I just asked him if he could hold on to it for me until I got out of work, and he said, yeah, no problem. The transaction was no more than like 45 seconds. I walked up, the guy handed me the bag, I thanked him and walked away. So this is what it looked like when I got it home. It came with a super slim console, a controller, and the 22 PS3 games that I had talked about before. So if you're dealing with video games a lot, like buying and selling, you're going to find out very quickly that there are 2 types of stickers in this world. The first type is the one that will come off very easily. It won't rip, it won't leave anything behind, no matter how old it is, which is like the one that you're seeing right here. And the other kind is the one that's just going to fight you all the way. I do put a piece of plastic underneath the stickers, especially the ones that are fighting me. That way I don't accidentally end up wrecking the case and the artwork underneath. And you're going to see that it's going to tear here. So what I do is I just take some Goo Gone, I put it on a piece of paper towel, and then I rub it on the sticker, then I leave it for a little while. And when you come back, just use your fingernail to scrape at it, and you should be able to get it all off in one piece. And for the really stubborn stickers, you might have to do this a couple times, but eventually it will come off. And all this stuff was in really nice shape, so I am just going to hit it quickly with some surface cleaner just to get off whatever's left on there. The discs were in really nice shape. Most of the stuff is complete. There are a couple games that were disc only in cases that just have like writing on them and magic marker, which you'll see. And a few of them did have like the spindle piece in the middle broken, but the nice thing is since they're Blu-ray, they don't scratch as easily. So if the disc ends up bumping around in there a little bit, it'll be fine. And first up, we have 3 FIFA games. We have 13, 14, and 15. I might hang on to FIFA 15 here. I don't know a lot about sports, but I do like to have one sports game in the collection for every console, for every sport if possible, in case people come over and want to play them. And I try to hang on to the latest one that I can find. Here are 3 Madden games and an NCAA football game. Madden 07, Madden 25, which is actually Madden 14, Madden 15, and then the NCAA football game is 2012. NCAA 14 has gone completely off the rails price-wise, especially recently, and 13 is about $30 now, but 12 really isn't worth anything. We have Battlefield 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which I would have kept if it was in a little better shape. The 2 Call of Duty games below have some codes. You can try redeeming them if you want them. I'm not going to. I don't know if they still work. And the games there are Black Ops 3 and then Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Here we have 2 more Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare and Black Ops 2, and then NHL 14 on the bottom. I would have kept that NHL game, but I believe I have NHL 15, so that's the one I'll be hanging on to. Now getting into some better stuff, we have Skate 3 in the top left, and Skate 3 is a great game, first of all, but it has one of these most amazing intros you'll ever see in a game. Check it out if you get the chance. I would have kept BioShock Infinite, but I already have the complete edition of that. Bottom left, we have Grand Theft Auto 5, and then bottom right, we have Spec Ops: The Line, which is a game that I constantly have been meaning to check out and never got around to. And then finally, the best games on the lot, in my opinion, and 4 that I will definitely be keeping. Top left, we have Fight Night Round 4. Top right, we have Grand Theft Auto 4, the complete edition, which comes with the 2 DLC packs that came out afterwards. Bottom left, we have the Arkham double pack with Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, 2 great games, loved playing through them. And then bottom right, we have the Jak and Daxter HD collection, which is a nice little remastered set of 3 great PS2 games. And for the console, it was a PS3 Super Slim. To clean it up, I blew the inputs out with an air compressor and just hit it with some surface cleaner. This is the last model that I didn't have. And one thing that I do like is that the top slides open so you can get the disc out, because when my 60 gig PS3 bricked, it also ate my copy of Mirror's Edge, and I haven't had time to go in and fix the console, so that game has been lost for a couple of years now. If you are looking to get a PlayStation 3 and wondering which model you should get, there's really no reason to own a fat console anymore unless you want the backwards compatibility that comes with it. They just run really hot and have a much higher failure rate. And then here are the wires that came with it. There is a power cord as well as a mini USB, and I swear the further we get away from the generation that use these, the more I am finding myself needing them. I don't have that many, and so anytime I can get some for free or cheap, I jump on it. And lastly, here's the controller. Now this thing has seen better days. The guy said it's broken, and besides it physically being broken, I think we can get this controller working. Now, if you've seen any of the live hunting videos before, you know I hate leaving this stuff to rot, and I will never throw anything like this out ever, especially if it's something that isn't made anymore. You can see that the back and the front don't even connect together because there's another piece that's broken. And then on the back of the controller, there's a big crack going through it. So no matter what we do here to fix this, the controller needs to be reshelled. Because of the break by the thumbstick cover, I'm pretty sure that thumbstick is going to break very easily. And like I said, we're going to reshell this regardless. And leave a comment of what color replacement shell you want me to get. Hot pink, neon orange, zebra striped, whatever. And we will do that project in a future video. But in the meantime, I'm going to fix this as well as I can, at least get it going. Once you have the controller open, the first thing you'll see on the back here is the rechargeable battery. That's what that square is. The things that just fell out are the broken pieces in the controller. So the first thing that we see here that's broken is the rumble part of the controller, the shock part of the DualShock, the mount that holds it in. Now we have this piece, and now what this piece does is the screw goes through, and that's responsible for holding the back of the controller to the front. That's why the thing was in pretty much two separate pieces at points. As you can see, it's broken right there, and we're gonna have to glue it in. All I'm going to do here is clean this up with some surface cleaner and some Goo Gone to get rid of the adhesive that's on there from the sticker, but I'm not going to do much more than that. When you're going to be gluing plastic, just make sure you have the proper glue. Because if you use the wrong one, it can eat the plastic and leave you with a bigger mess than you started with. For this application, I just used your basic Walmart plastic glue that comes in a blue and white metal tube. When you're cleaning the controller, one of the most important parts to get, as I've talked about before, is the part where the two sides come together. That's where the nastiest stuff on planet Earth finds itself, like dead skin and dirt, so you want to make sure it's clean. And you can see that this thing cleaned up just fine. And here's the front. So first things first here is we need to get the sticker off. In this video, I am not going to take the insides out and separate them from the front of the controller. I'm going to leave it all together where you can see right now. I'm going to glue what's ever broken, and then we're just going to try to make this thing look presentable. So here we have some adhesive left behind. That's going to have to be picked up. We're going to do the best we can with some Goo Gone. And if you're thinking about collecting for the PlayStation 3, it's a really good time to be doing it right now. The games are still widely available and complete at GameStops or local game stores, and a lot of them are just phasing the stock out. And right now, if they're not at that level, they're very close to pretty much being the cheapest they're ever going to be. And also when you're working with adhesive, just remember that there is a set and a cure time. So the set time is pretty much when you glue two things together and they're not going to move. The cure time is going to be much longer than the set, but it'll be the time when that bond reaches its full strength, and that is when we want to put everything back together and not before that point. And now let's just finish cleaning this thing up. So now as you can see, the shock mount is glued back in there. It's exactly where it's supposed to be. The 2 points luckily were broken to the part where we could fit them right back in. It's not going to move. I only glued the crack running through the back of it just so it wouldn't keep spreading. And here you can see that we've glued the most important piece for allowing the controller to come back together. Oh, and another piece that actually broke was one of the mounts that holds the battery. And if you ever take this stuff apart to either learn about it or fix something and you can't remember how it goes back together, there are videos and pictures all over the internet for pretty much every controller and console ever made, and those will help you get it back together. Also, you can take your own pictures in a step-by-step process and then follow them backwards to get everything put back together. Everything should go in smoothly and come out smoothly, and you shouldn't be left with any extra pieces when you're done. And this is what it looks like when it's all back together. I mean, this is a very presentable PS3 controller. You can see it's searching for a console to connect to. It won't ever connect to one because the one that it was synced to is not currently hooked up at my house right now. It looks great, and I would have kept it here just like this if it wasn't for, again, that crack by the left thumbstick. I do not want it to break, but it looks a billion times better. The sticker's gone, all the gunk is gone. Here's a before and after comparison. So that's the free PS3 lot that I grabbed from Craigslist. Games like this and stuff being given away, it might be almost unicorn status in this day and age, but it does still happen. Just keep your eyes peeled. Just check, your normal local sites to find when someone is giving something away. Again, just leave a comment about whatever you guys want. We will have another live hunting video soon, but the next video will be a scraping the bottom on a game that you're seeing being played right now. And just let me know in the next hunting video if you guys want to go to a flea market, GameStop, or a pawn shop, and that's what we'll do. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay nerdy.
Getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on.
I got a raging nerd on.